Hey, welcome back to the movie recap, and today I am going to explain a comedy and romance titled Crazy, Stupid, Love. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts with Cal Weaver gets the shock of his life when he discovers that his significant other Emily, Julianne Moore, went behind his back with a collaborator, David Lindhagen, and needs a separation. In the wake of moving into his own loft, Cal starts regularly visiting a bar a large number of evenings, discussing his separation, until he draws in the consideration of a young fellow named Jacob Palmer, a womanizer who effectively beds ladies every evening, albeit a young lady named Hannah, Emma Stone, as of late dismissed his advances. Showing compassion for Cal, Jacob consents to show him how to get ladies. Jacob takes Cal shopping, equipping him with a completely new closet and starts showing him the craft of enticement. As they spend their nights at the bar together, a fellowship starts to bloom. On Cal's most memorable endeavor to lure a lady, he meets an instructor named Kate, Marissa Tomei, who at first oddballs his off-kilter progresses, yet ultimately they rest together at his condo. Before very long, Cal figures out how to effectively entice different ladies, despite the fact that he stays upset by his disintegrating marriage. He just sees Emily again at a parent-instructor gathering. They nearly accommodate, however the educator they are meeting with ends up being Kate, and Emily learns of Cal's new womanizing. She leaves in disdain and starts dating David. In the interim, Hannah, a regulation understudy, is going to get through the final law test and is anticipating a proposition to be engaged from her sweetheart, Richard. Hannah's closest companion doesn't really accept that Hannah is content with Richard and figures she ought to have connected with Jacob the night the two met. After Hannah produces passing results for the legal defense test, Richard doesn't propose, however rather expands a bid for employment at his law office, leaving Hannah hurt and frustrated. Hannah storms from the cafe and gets back to the bar where she initially dismissed Jacob's advances. After finding Jacob at the bar, Hannah pulls his consideration from one more young lady and embraces him in an enthusiastic kiss. The two revisitation of Jacob's home and want to have intercourse, however wind up remaining conscious the entire evening discussing themselves. Jacob before long beginnings a relationship with Hannah, and because of how much time they spend together, winds up reducing most, if not all, connection with Cal. Cal, not understanding the reason why Jacob is keeping away from his calls, slips once more into a forlorn and burdensome state. Simultaneously, 13-year-old Robbie makes various excellent motions to attempt to win the core of his 17-year-old sitter, Jessica. Robbie lets Cal know that he accepts Jessica as his perfect partner very much like he accepts Emily as Cal's perfect partner. Tragically, Jessica isn't just spurned by Robbie's advances, yet additionally harbors a pulverize on Cal. Subsequent to learning of Cal's womanizing, Jessica, on the guidance of a schoolmate, takes bare photographs of herself to ship off Cal and conceals them in an envelope inside her bureau compartment. Afterward, when Cal is keeping up with the patio of the house around evening time, which he has been covertly doing since the separation, he sees Emily settling on a decision to him through the window, asking him for help relighting the pilot light of the heater. Seeing that she is not even close to the heater and that the call was a misrepresentation to converse with him, Cal chooses to attempt win her back. In the meantime, as Jacob and Hannah examine the passageways of a store, Jacob at long last chooses to call Cal back and apologizes for being inaccessible. He lets Cal know that he really wants guidance since he assumes he is succumbing to a young lady, Hannah, and that he is en route to meet her mom. Cal consoles Jacob, advising him to simply act naturally, and gets off the telephone, satisfied that Jacob at last got back to and that he had the option to offer Jacob some guidance as opposed to the opposite way around. In anticipation of winning his significant other back, Cal and his children make an improvised smaller than normal green in their terrace to help Emily to remember their most memorable date. During the social affair, Jacob and Hannah appear at the house suddenly and Hannah is uncovered to be Cal and Emily's girl. At that point, Jessica's dad, Bernie, appears and goes after Cal, having seen the stripped pictures of Jessica in the envelope addressed to Cal. Jessica shows up and frantically attempts to stop her dad's assaults, letting him know that Cal remained unaware of the photos. Robbie lashes out that Cal is Jessica's mystery crush. Then, at that point, David shows up to return Emily's coat from a past date. Jacob answers by going after David for taking Emily away from Cal. Cal, Jacob, David, and Bernie then, at that point, get into a fight which is separated by the police, after which Cal leaves everybody in dissatisfaction. Cal begins investing his energy at the bar once more and gets a visit from Jacob, who admits that he is infatuated with Hannah. Cal, be that as it may, can't endorse their relationship since he has seen Jacob's womanizing ways. At Robbie's 8th grade graduation, Robbie is the salutatorian and gives a discourse about how he no longer puts stock in genuine romance and perfect partners. Cal stops him and on second thought starts to relate his romance with Emily to the crowd, saying that, while he couldn't say whether everything will pan out, he won't ever abandon Emily. With re-established confidence, Robbie reaffirms his adoration for Jessica to crowd adulation. After the service, Cal at long last supports Jacob and Hannah's relationship. Jessica, complimented by Robbie's statement of adoration, gives him an envelope perhaps containing the bare photographs of herself to help him through secondary school. Cal and Emily triumph, ultimately discussing the situation that have unfolded the previous year, as Robbie looks on at them and smiles. Subscribe, like and share this video if you liked it. Thanks for watching.